the things that you are worrying about during that day, or the things that you're thinking about during that day. And this is adghathu ahlam. This is the mixed up dreams of the self. Now if you're listening carefully, you'll realize that it's not so easy to tell the three apart. There are guidelines. How do we know it's not so easy? What about the dream of the king at the time of Yusuf? The dream of the king at the time of Yusuf alayhi salam, when he said, I see ni ara sab'a baqaratin siman, I see 7 fat cows, and so on to the end of the dream. What did the people around him say when he said this dream? قَالُوا أَضْغَاثُ أَحْلَامٍ. They said, this is just your mixed up head. This is not a true dream. This dream was a true dream. But because the people were not experienced in it, they said, أَضْغَاثُ أَحْلَامٍ. It's just mixed up. So that shows to us it's not so easy. It's not the easiest thing. It requires experience, it requires sabr, it requires understanding. But generally the dream that is from Allah, you first of all wake up feeling that it is significant. Not always, but usually. You wake up feeling that it is significant. You feel like this is important. I need to relate this dream to somebody. You also, about this dream, you also remember it clearly. Now you may remember a nightmare clearly, you may remember anything, but generally the dream that is from Allah, you have a clarity that you don't have with the other dreams. And generally you see a benefit in it, or a point, or there is something that you feel needs to be understood. Okay? So this is the dream from Allah. The dream from the shaitan, it has no benefit in it, no good in it, no wisdom in it, it's just fear. It's just fear. And the dream that is adghathu ahlam, usually it's something you're thinking about that day, or something that's been on your mind, and it's your own mind is just replaying things in your head. And this is a mu'jiza, a miracle from Allah Azza wa Jal. Because if we think about it, ikhwan, and we think about what scientists and psychologists and all these, biologists and various people and, philosophers and all these people who talk about the human body and the human mind, how they talk about dreams, none of them understand this. Every single one of them speaks about adghathu ahlam. It's your brain is replaying what it wants, it's what you hope for, it's what you fear, but they haven't understood that there are 3 kinds of dream. And each one of these kinds of dream has an etiquette, ikhwani. Each one of these kinds of dream, it has an etiquette. Now I'm not going to speak too much about the etiquettes because we're going to run out of time. And I want to talk about the interpretation. But briefly, there are etiquettes. With regard to the good dream, the Prophet ﷺ instructed us, only tell it to the one who you love. Why should we only tell it to the one who we love? Do we not remember the story of Yusuf? What did Yaqub say to Yusuf? لا تقصص رؤياك على إخوتك فيكيدوا لك كيدا. Don't tell your brothers about this dream because they're going to plot against you. So if you go around saying, I saw the Prophet ﷺ and he told me that I'm going to learn Islam and I'm going to teach it to people and I'm so happy, you're going to get hit by so many times the evil eye, you're going to be like a target at the shooting range. Just getting hit one after the other, after the other, after the other, by jealousy, hasad, ayn, by the plots of people. So who do you tell your dream to? You tell it to the one who you love, the one who loves you, the one you love him. Someone that you have a close relationship, someone that you don't fear their eyes, and someone who has the knowledge to be able to help you with it. There are 2 types mentioned in the hadith. One is that you relate it to an-nasih, to a person who can give you advice. This person may not be a mu'abbir, they may not be an interpreter of dreams, but they can give you advice. Sometimes people relate dreams to me and I say to them, I'm not a mu'abbir, I don't interpret dreams, but I will give you advice. I will tell you, I think this is a good